If you're over 65, stop what you're doing for just 2 minutes, because what I'm about to share could quite literally save your life. Every morning, millions of older adults are unknowingly stepping into danger, not by doing something outrageous, but through simple daily routines that seem harmless. The kind of things we all do, without a second thought. But here's a fact that may surprise you. Stroke is now the second leading cause of death across the globe. And more alarming, most strokes strike in the morning, within just a few hours of waking up. According to the World Stroke Organization, someone suffers a stroke every 2 seconds. Every 6 seconds, someone dies from one. That's not just a statistic, it's a wake-up call. What if I told you there's one specific morning habit that's quietly increasing your risk? Something almost everyone over 65 does, yet few ever question. The scariest part? This habit is so common, it's practically invisible. And yet, studies now show it may be one of the biggest preventable triggers of stroke in older adults. Research confirms that nearly 80% of strokes can be avoided, and it starts with how you treat your body in the first hour of the day. So if you've ever thought, it won't happen to me, this might be your moment to rethink. Because in the next 60 seconds, we're going to uncover the most dangerous yet overlooked thing you might be doing every morning, and why changing it could protect your brain, your independence, and your life. Stick with us until the end, because the science behind this is stunning. And if you care about your health, or someone you love, this is the video you need to watch. Now before we begin, drop a comment to let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more life-saving health tips every single week. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 7. Skipping breakfast entirely. Let's begin with one of the most common but misunderstood morning mistakes. Starting your day on an empty stomach. You might think, I'm not hungry in the morning, or skipping breakfast helps me lose weight. And with the popularity of intermittent fasting, it's easy to assume that skipping your first meal is harmless, even healthy. But for adults over 65, this habit can quietly backfire in dangerous ways. Here's why. When you sleep, your body naturally fasts. Your blood sugar drops, your metabolism slows, and by the time you wake up, your brain and heart are both running on low fuel. If you skip breakfast, your body responds by releasing stress hormones, mainly cortisol and adrenaline, to keep your energy up. Sounds helpful, right? Not quite. Those same hormones cause your blood vessels to tighten and your blood pressure to rise. In someone older, especially with less flexible arteries, this sets the stage for a stroke. You're taking an already vulnerable system and placing it under sudden pressure, without any support. According to a long-term study published in Nutrients, people who routinely skipped breakfast were significantly more likely to die from cardiovascular disease. And researchers point out a key reason. The body's natural morning spike in blood pressure and clotting risk is intensified when you haven't eaten. This means your blood is not only thicker after a night of sleep, but also more prone to forming clots if you skip that first meal. And there's more. As we age, our ability to handle stress, whether physical or hormonal, declines. That means fasting too long in the morning can lead to sudden dizziness, fatigue, even fainting spells. And if you already have conditions like high blood pressure or atherosclerosis, you're stacking the odds against yourself. So what's the fix? Eat something light within the first hour of waking up. It doesn't have to be a heavy meal. Just a small combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber is enough to stabilize your blood sugar and gently wake up your cardiovascular system. Scrambled eggs with avocado, a bowl of oatmeal topped with nuts, Greek yogurt and fruit, even a slice of whole grain toast with almond butter. These choices protect your heart, fuel your brain, and set you up for a day of better balance, energy, and safety. Because breakfast isn't just about filling your stomach, it's your first chance every day to protect your most vital organs, especially the ones that keep you independent. Number 6. Starting your day with only coffee and nothing else. Let's talk about a beloved morning ritual that almost everyone over 65 holds dear. That first steaming cup of coffee. It's comforting, it's familiar. It feels like the engine that starts the day. But what if that sacred habit, done the wrong way, was quietly increasing your risk of stroke? Here's the truth few people talk about. When you wake up in the morning, your body is already in a mild state of dehydration. You've just gone 7 or 8 hours without fluids. Your blood is thicker, your vessels are tighter, and your heart is working harder to circulate oxygen. Now, throw in caffeine, one of the most powerful stimulants we consume regularly, and you've got a serious problem. Caffeine naturally causes your blood vessels to constrict. That's part of why it wakes you up. But if your system is already running low on hydration, this effect becomes more extreme. Your blood becomes more sluggish, less able to flow freely, and more likely to form clots. A major European study found that older adults who drank only coffee first thing, without water or food, faced a 45% higher risk of stroke. That number jumps even higher if you already have high blood pressure, which, let's be honest, many seniors do. But it doesn't stop there. Coffee on an empty stomach also spikes your heart rate and triggers the release of cortisol and adrenaline, the same stress hormones your body produces in moments of panic. That jittery, anxious feeling you get after your first cup. It's not just coffee energy, it's your heart being pushed into overdrive. And over time, that constant pressure can damage the fragile lining of your arteries. If you've ever felt lightheaded, shaky, or had palpitations after your morning brew, your body is trying to send you a message. Listen to it. So what's the healthier way to enjoy your coffee? Start with water. At least 1 full glass, before anything else. This helps rehydrate your blood, support circulation, and eases pressure on your cardiovascular system. Then have a small snack. Even something as simple as a banana, a handful of almonds, or a slice of whole grain toast can act as a buffer. And here's a bonus tip. Adding a splash of milk or pairing your coffee with protein or fiber slows caffeine absorption and softens its impact on your blood pressure. The bottom line? Coffee isn't the enemy, but how and when you drink it matters. Treat your morning coffee like medicine. Take it with water, take it with food, and let it work for you, not against you. Because protecting your heart and brain starts with the first sip. Number 5, rushing out of bed the moment you wake up. Let's face it, most of us are creatures of habit. The alarm goes off, and within seconds we're throwing back the covers and standing up, eager to get the day started. But if you're over 65, this common routine could be doing more harm than you think. Here's why. When you move from lying down to standing up too quickly, your body can experience a sharp drop in blood pressure. This is known as orthostatic hypotension, a condition that's especially dangerous for older adults, and it happens more often than you might realize. In younger people, the body adapts quickly. Blood vessels respond rapidly, maintaining healthy circulation to the brain. But as we age, our arteries lose flexibility and the nervous system doesn't react as efficiently. The result? A sudden shift in position can leave your brain briefly starved for oxygen. That lightheaded feeling when you stand up? It's not just age. It's your body warning you that your brain isn't getting enough blood. And in some cases, it can lead to fainting, or worse. Here's where it gets even more serious. When your blood pressure drops rapidly, your body scrambles to correct it. This triggers the release of hormones that cause your blood vessels to constrict. And if you're already dealing with high blood pressure or vascular disease, that rapid tightening and relaxing puts enormous stress on your arteries. According to a 2019 study published in the Journal of Hypertension, seniors who experienced frequent episodes of orthostatic hypotension had a 54% greater risk of ischemic stroke, the type caused by a clot blocking blood flow to the brain. And their risk of hemorrhagic stroke when a vessel actually bursts was nearly 40% higher. These are not small numbers, they're life-altering. So what's the solution? Surprisingly simple, but incredibly effective. When you wake up, resist the urge to jump to your feet. Instead, take a minute or two. Sit on the edge of the bed. Let your body adjust to the change in position. Stretch your arms, gently roll your shoulders, flex your ankles and toes. Take a few slow, steady breaths. You're easing your body into motion, giving your blood pressure time to stabilize. Only stand once you feel fully oriented. No dizziness, no rushing. These few moments can make all the difference in how your brain receives oxygen and whether your arteries stay safe or become strained. It's such a small habit, but it's a powerful one. Because in the end, the few seconds you save by rushing out of bed, they're never worth the risk of spending a lifetime recovering from a stroke. Number 4. Starting your day with sugar bombs. Now let's talk about something that looks innocent, even comforting, but could quietly be putting your brain at risk. That morning pastry, that bowl of heart-healthy cereal, or that tall glass of orange juice you've been told is a perfect way to start the day. For many older adults, these sweet breakfast staples feel like tradition. But when it comes to stroke risk, they might be doing more harm than good. Here's what's really happening. When you wake up, your body is already in a delicate state. Your blood sugar is low from the overnight fast. Your blood is slightly thicker, and your metabolism is just starting to kick into gear. Now imagine flooding your system with a quick hit of sugar first thing. What does that do? It sends your blood sugar soaring. In response, your pancreas dumps insulin into your bloodstream to bring things back down. But if you're over 65, your cells may not respond to insulin as well as they used to. This can trigger a rapid crash in blood sugar, also known as hypoglycemia. You feel shaky, lightheaded, even irritable. But what you may not feel is what's happening inside your arteries. This roller coaster, the spike, the crash, the stress, takes a serious toll on your blood vessels. Your body releases adrenaline to compensate, which tightens the vessels and forces your heart to beat harder. It's a biological stress reaction. And if you already have stiff arteries or early plaque buildup, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. According to a decade-long study published in Stroke, people who regularly consumed high-sugar breakfasts had a 44% higher risk of stroke than those who started their day with meals rich in whole grains, healthy fats, and lean protein. But it doesn't stop at insulin spikes. Consistently high sugar intake leads to chronic inflammation throughout the body, especially inside your blood vessels. This speeds up atherosclerosis, or the hardening of arteries, which is one of the leading causes of both ischemic strokes, caused by clots, and hemorrhagic strokes, caused by burst vessels. And if you're already dealing with diabetes or prediabetes, a reality for many seniors, this risk can skyrocket. So what can you do instead? Swap the sugary stuff for meals that release energy slowly and gently. Choose oatmeal topped with nuts and fresh berries. Or have scrambled eggs with leafy greens and olive oil. Even a slice of whole grain toast with natural nut butter or avocado can make a world of difference. These foods keep your blood sugar stable, they reduce inflammation, and they help your heart and brain wake up calmly without the internal chaos. You'll feel more focused, more energized, and you'll be taking one big step toward protecting your brain from a preventable stroke. Because the first thing you eat each day doesn't just feed your body, it sets the tone for everything that follows. Number 3. Skipping your morning medications. Now let's talk about a silent but serious mistake, one that happens more often than we'd like to admit. It's easy to do. You wake up, you're running late, or maybe you just forget. You tell yourself, I'll take it later, or one day won't hurt. But for seniors, especially those managing chronic conditions, skipping your morning medications, even once, can have consequences that are far more dangerous than you might think. Here's the reality. Most prescriptions for blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood thinning are designed to be taken in the morning for a reason. Your body follows a natural 24-hour cycle, known as your circadian rhythm. And right after you wake up, your heart rate and blood pressure begin to rise. This surge is part of your body's way of preparing you for the day ahead. But if you skip your morning meds, your body goes into that surge without its safety net. A 2020 study published in the British Medical Journal tracked over 12,000 older adults and found something shocking. Missing just one dose of morning blood pressure medication increased their risk of stroke by 36% on that same day. And that's not all. If you're on blood thinners, skipping a dose can make your blood more likely to form clots, especially after a long night without hydration. That's why most strokes occur in the early hours after waking. Your body is dehydrated, your blood is thicker, and without your medication, your heart and arteries are left unprotected. And for those living with atrial fibrillation or AFib, missing your meds can be even riskier. An irregular heartbeat can allow blood to pool in your heart, forming dangerous clots. Without medication to regulate your rhythm or thin your blood, those clots can travel straight to your brain. So how do you stay consistent? The key is to build a routine around your medications. Set a daily alarm on your phone. Keep your pills next to your toothbrush, your coffee mug, or anything else you never miss in the morning. Use a pill organizer labeled by day and time. And if you're unsure about your dosage schedule, talk to your doctor or pharmacist. They'll help you create a plan that's easy to follow. Because here's the truth. These medications aren't just about numbers on a chart. They're protecting your arteries, your brain, your independence, and in many cases, your life. Don't let a forgotten pill become the reason for a life-changing stroke. Your health deserves better, and it starts with that first step, every morning. Number 2, ignoring your body's cry for water. Let's talk about something that's incredibly simple, yet dangerously overlooked. It's not a medication. It's not a supplement. It's not a special diet. It's water. That's right, plain, ordinary water. And what you do with it or don't do with it, first thing in the morning could be quietly increasing your stroke risk more than you realize. Here's the problem. As we age, our bodies naturally hold less water. Our kidneys become less efficient, and perhaps most importantly, our sense of thirst gets weaker. So even when we need fluids, we don't always feel thirsty. This creates the perfect setup for something called chronic low-level dehydration, and it tends to hit hardest right after you wake up. Think about it. You've just gone 7 or 8 hours without drinking anything. During that time, your body has been steadily losing water through breathing and sweating, even in your sleep. And by morning, your blood is thicker, stickier. It's harder to pump. It flows more slowly. This is a big deal. Thickened blood is one of the primary ingredients in a stroke, especially an ischemic stroke, the kind caused by a clot blocking blood flow to the brain. And for seniors whose blood vessels may already be more fragile due to high blood pressure, diabetes, or age-related stiffness, the risk becomes even more serious. A 2017 study published in the journal Stroke found that even mild morning dehydration increased stroke risk by 34% over the next 24 hours. That's not long-term risk, that's one day. And yet, many people wake up and reach straight for coffee or tea, both of which are diuretics. In other words, they make you lose even more water. So now your body is thirstier, your blood is thicker, and your arteries are under even more pressure. It's a cycle, and it's completely preventable. So what's the fix? Simple. Start every day with a full glass of water, before your coffee, before your pills, before you eat. Just hydrate. 1 glass of water helps your blood flow more freely, reduces the chance of clotting, and supports healthy circulation through your brain and heart. If plain water isn't your thing, try adding a splash of lemon or a bit of fruit juice. It's not about flavor. It's about function. You're giving your cardiovascular system a gentle wake-up call instead of a shock. And if you take medications in the morning, make sure you drink at least half a glass of water with them. That alone improves absorption and ensures your medicine works the way it should. Because the truth is, dehydration doesn't have to feel dramatic to be dangerous. You might not notice it, but your blood vessels do. Your heart does. Your brain does. So tomorrow morning, before anything else, reach for that glass of water. It's the easiest stroke prevention tool you already have, right in your kitchen. Number 1. Straining too hard during your morning bathroom routine. Now we've reached the most important and perhaps the most overlooked habit of all. It's not flashy, it's not something people love to discuss, but it could be the hidden reason behind thousands of strokes every single year, especially in adults over 65. So what is it? Sudden, intense straining during your first bathroom visit in the morning. Yes, constipation might seem like a minor inconvenience, but for many older adults, it's a chronic issue. Whether it's caused by medications, a slower digestive system, a low-fiber diet, or simply not drinking enough water, going to the bathroom can become a daily struggle. And that's where the danger lies. When you strain hard to have a bowel movement, especially right after waking, you engage something called the Valsalva maneuver. It's what happens when you hold your breath and push down forcefully. And in that moment, your blood pressure can spike by 40, 50, even 60 points within seconds. Now think about this in the context of aging arteries. Arteries that may already be stiff, inflamed, or narrowed from years of high blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes. That sudden surge in pressure can be catastrophic. One of two things can happen, and both are bad. First, you could suffer a hemorrhagic stroke, where a fragile blood vessel bursts and bleeds into the brain. Or second, you could trigger an ischemic stroke, where a clot dislodges and blocks the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain. And this isn't just theory. In 2022, a large study published in the journal Neurology followed over 8,000 adults aged 60 and older. It found that those who regularly strained during morning bowel movements were nearly twice as likely to suffer a stroke over the next 5 years. The risk was highest within the first 2 hours of waking up, a time when your blood pressure is already naturally climbing. It's a risk few people talk about, but it's very real. So what's the takeaway? Don't ignore constipation. Don't wait until it becomes a crisis. And above all, don't force your body to do something it's not ready for, especially in the early morning. Instead, focus on prevention. Start with hydration. Drink a full glass of water when you wake up. Make fiber-rich foods a daily part of your routine, like leafy greens, berries, flaxseed, and whole grains. Move your body, even if it's just a short walk. And if your medications are causing constipation, talk to your doctor. There are safer alternatives or gentle stool softeners that can help. Because this isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. That quiet moment in the bathroom may not feel like a big deal, but for your heart, your brain, and your arteries, it could be the most dangerous few minutes of your day. Take care of your gut. Your life may depend on it. So what can you do to avoid this dangerous morning habit and protect your health starting tomorrow? The answer isn't complicated. In fact, it starts with the basics. First, aim to make your morning bathroom visit smooth, gentle, and pressure-free. That begins with hydration. Drink a full glass of water as soon as you wake up, not just for your brain or circulation, but also to help your digestive system wake up naturally. Next, fuel your gut with fiber. Think fruits like berries and apples, leafy greens, flax seeds, and whole grains like oats or quinoa. These foods keep things moving and reduce the need to strain. And don't underestimate the power of movement. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light walking, yoga, or stretching each morning can stimulate your intestines and promote regular, healthy bowel function. If you suspect your medications are slowing things down, speak with your doctor. There may be gentler alternatives or fiber supplements and stool softeners that can help without compromising your safety. Don't let embarrassment stop you from asking for help. Constipation isn't just inconvenient, it's a real health risk if ignored. Remember, a few simple daily habits, staying hydrated, eating right, and moving regularly can dramatically lower your stroke risk. And here's the big picture. The most dangerous morning habit for stroke is the one no one talks about. But that silence is costly. Because for older adults, A single overlooked routine can become the difference between staying independent or suddenly facing a life-altering event. Every morning, your body is navigating a perfect storm. Thicker blood from overnight dehydration, rising blood pressure, and arteries that may already be vulnerable. The choices you make in the first hour of your day set the tone for everything that follows. So here's your new morning routine. Start with a tall glass of water. Rise slowly. Eat a nourishing, fiber-rich breakfast. Take your medications on time. And when it's time to use the bathroom, don't rush, don't strain, and don't ignore your body's signals. And most importantly, stay curious about your health. If you've ever experienced morning dizziness, skipped breakfast, struggled with constipation, or felt off in those early hours, take note. These aren't small things. They're signs your body is trying to tell you something. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed symptoms in the morning that made you question your health or stroke risk? Which habit from today's video surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. We read every one. If this video helped you, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more life-saving insights every week. Because staying healthy after 60 isn't just about big changes, it's about the small, consistent habits that keep you strong, sharp, and safe. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourself. We'll see you in the next one.